Welcome, friends, to another journey through the fascinating past lives of the Buddha. Today we'll dive into a story of forbearance, wisdom, and patience, qualities that the Buddha himself perfected over countless lifetimes. This story is about a time when the bodhisattva was born as a wild buffalo bull in a forest. But despite his animal form, his mind was already attuned to great virtues. Once upon a time, in a vast forest, there was a wild buffalo bull. His body was rough, covered with mud, and he looked like a patch of dark cloud in the sky. Now, being born as an animal, it's difficult to have wisdom, and even more difficult to practice virtue. But the bodhisattva, even in this form, was different. His goodness, his compassion, had been with him for lifetimes. It was the power of his past good karma that shaped him, even as a buffalo. You see, karma is a powerful force. It determines our actions, and in turn, our rebirths. Though the bodhisattva had some misdeeds in his past, it was the fruits of his many virtuous actions that led him to be born in this humble form. Over time, the buffalo's kindness became well known. One creature, in particular, took notice of the buffalo's gentle nature, a wicked monkey. This monkey thought, "I have nothing to fear from this buffalo." And so he began tormenting him. The monkey would insult the buffalo, climb on his back, block his way when he was hungry, and even scratch his ears with sticks. He would ride him like a slave and mock him without mercy. But despite all this, the buffalo remained calm, not once showing anger or irritation. In fact, he bore it all as though he considered it a gift, an opportunity to practice patience. You see, forbearance, or patience, is only possible when there is someone or something to test it. One day, a yaksha, a supernatural being, observed this torment. He couldn't bear to see the great buffalo, so strong and mighty, being humiliated in this way. So the yaksha approached the buffalo. "Why do you endure this, mighty buffalo? You have horns as hard as diamonds. With a single kick, you could shatter mountains. Why do you let this wretched monkey ride you and treat you so badly?" The yaksha was bewildered. He believed that only through force could the monkey's bad behavior be stopped. He urged the buffalo to use his strength, to crush the monkey, to assert his power. But the buffalo calmly replied, showing his deep understanding of virtue. "Dear yaksha, it is true that I have great strength, but strength alone is not the solution. To be patient with the weak is the true measure of strength. The weak often act out of ignorance, and it is in moments like these that I can demonstrate forbearance. Hurting the monkey would only add to the cycle of violence. My patience with him allows me to maintain my virtues." The buffalo's words were wise and profound. He explained that to act with patience and forbearance was not a sign of weakness, but of great strength. Forbearance is a virtue that is only needed when there is difficulty or suffering, and it is the strong who can tolerate the shortcomings of the weak. By putting up with the monkey's insults, I do not lose my virtues. It is, in fact, an opportunity to cleanse myself of negative karma. If I were to harm him, I would only continue the cycle of suffering. It is better to suffer a little now, in patience, than to add to the suffering of others. The yaksha was astonished. He had never heard such wisdom coming from an animal. Filled with reverence, he praised the buffalo for his understanding and forbearance. "Well said, noble one. Such wisdom is not found in ordinary creatures. You must be a sage in disguise. I see now that your tolerance is not out of ignorance, but out of deep understanding. The yaksha, moved by the buffalo's compassion, gave him a magical charm for protection, and then, to everyone's surprise, chased the wicked monkey away. The buffalo, in his calm and virtuous state, was now free from torment. And so, through the suffering caused by the monkey, the buffalo practiced forbearance and, in turn, purified himself further. This story teaches us that true strength is not in physical might, but in the ability to remain patient and compassionate, even when others harm us. Forbearance requires an occasion, and it is through the actions of those who trouble us that we can demonstrate the highest virtues. Just as the bodhisattva did, even when born as an animal, his heart remained steadfast in virtue and understanding. This story reminds us that our true power lies in our ability to forgive, to practice patience, and to act with compassion, no matter the circumstances. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more wisdom from the past lives of the Buddha. May you all find peace in your hearts, just like the buffalo did in the forest.